There's a quiet battle happening inside your head right now. There's no gunfire, no shouting, just a constant noise. The noise of your thoughts, your fears, and the endless stream of distractions pulling you in every direction. It's the war between who you are right now and who you know you could be. This was Ethan's war. He used to wake up every morning already tired, not because of a long day at work, but because his mind never, ever stopped. It was a constant cycle of scrolling, comparing, wanting. He was living more inside his phone than in his own life. He had so many dreams. He wanted to start a business. He wanted to get in shape. He wanted to do something that truly mattered. But every goal would just melt into another, lost in the fog of distraction. He was busy every single day, but nothing ever changed. One night, after another day that felt completely meaningless, he sat in his dark apartment, just staring at his reflection in the window. The city lights shimmered behind him, a vibrant world he felt completely disconnected from. He whispered to himself, "Why can't I just stay focused on anything?" He didn't know it yet, but the problem wasn't laziness, it was a lack of discipline. And an undisciplined mind is like a ship without a compass, always moving, but never arriving. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The lack of focus started to show. His performance at work dropped. He was always late, forgetful, unmotivated. Then one morning his boss called him into the office. The conversation was short, lasting maybe 5 minutes. "Ethan, I'm sorry. We have to let you go." Silence. That was the moment everything broke. He walked home in the pouring rain, without an umbrella, without any direction, without an ounce of pride left. As he stepped into his apartment, the city outside kept on moving, but his world had ground to a complete halt. He just slid down to the floor, looked at his phone, and had a painful realization. He had built a life around avoiding himself. A few days later, just wandering aimlessly, Ethan found himself in a quiet old bookstore. He hadn't planned on going there. He just needed a place to breathe, away from everything. He drifted through the aisles until a single dusty book caught his eye. The title was, "The Mind is a Garden." He opened it to the first page and read one simple line. "Your thoughts are seeds. What you plant will grow." He let out a small smile, but it was the kind that hurts because you know it's true. He bought the book and took it home. That night he read something that would change his life forever. The undisciplined mind seeks comfort. The disciplined mind seeks clarity. He closed the book and whispered to himself, "I've been chasing comfort my whole life." That was the night he made a decision. No more tomorrows, no more one day. He would start right now. The next morning, Ethan woke up before the sun. His mind screamed at him, "Just go back to sleep, 5 more minutes." But for the first time, he didn't listen. He sat up in silence, closed his eyes, and just listened to the war raging inside his head. 1,000 thoughts, 1,000 excuses. He just sat with it. And then, for a brief moment, there was quiet. He grabbed a small piece of paper and wrote, "Control the mind, and you control everything." That became his mantra. From that day on, he started building small, simple habits. Wake up early, meditate for just 10 minutes. Read one page of something meaningful. Do one thing that scares you, no matter how small. At first it was agonizing. His mind rebelled like a wild horse refusing to be tamed. But slowly, day by day, it began to listen. He started to notice small victories. He was scrolling less and being present more. He felt a sense of peace he hadn't felt in years. For the first time, Ethan felt truly alive, not because life got any easier, but because he was getting stronger. One morning, while journaling, Ethan asked himself a powerful question. What do I truly want? He didn't rush the answer. He thought about it for hours. Then finally, he wrote it down. I want to help others find the clarity I lost. That was it. That was his goal, his North Star, his reason to wake up in the morning. He started a small blog. It was nothing fancy, just a simple page where he shared his thoughts, his failures, and his journey toward discipline. At first, no one read it, but he kept writing. Not for likes, not for fame, but for himself. Every word he wrote was a battle won against his old, distracted self. Then months later, one email arrived, then another, and another. People started reaching out. Your story helped me find my focus again. I stopped wasting my time because of what you wrote. Ethan realized something incredible. Discipline is contagious. When you master your own mind, you give others the permission and the inspiration to master theirs. Years passed. Ethan's blog grew into a business. He wrote a book, he gave talks. But the most important measure of his success wasn't the money or the recognition. It was the silence inside his own mind. That inner storm was finally gone. He could sit alone in a quiet room and feel genuine peace. He once thought discipline was a cage, a prison made of boring routines and strict rules. Now he knew the truth. Discipline isn't restriction, it's liberation. Because when your mind is disciplined, you are no longer a slave to your moods, your impulses, or your fears. You move with intention. You live with direction. You are finally free. Every day, Ethan still wakes up before dawn. He brews his coffee, sits by the window, and watches the city wake up. It's the same city that once drowned him in its noise, but now it just whispers back in silence. He looks at the rising sun and smiles, because he knows discipline didn't change who he was. It simply revealed the person he always had the power to be. Maybe you feel like Ethan did. Maybe your mind feels scattered, restless, noisy, and that's okay. You don't need to fix everything today. You just need to begin. Start with one clear goal, one simple promise you make to yourself, and find the courage to keep it. Because once you learn to discipline your mind, you won't need to search for motivation anymore. You will become the motivation. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content on building a stronger, more focused life. We'll see you in the next one.